Hello, everyone. As some of you know, this is I'm Mary Hills, and I just wanted to say hello. I'm coming to you live from my personal Facebook page because I had an idea. As some of you know, I've been pet sitting for over 17 years, and I'm going to be doing videos from a pet sitter's point of view, from different points of view, and I just wanted to come live and say hello to anybody. Hi Sandra, how are you? Good to see you. I'm playing around a little bit, and as some of you know, I've been doing pet sitting or pet care for 17 years. I've had a lot of fun with these pets, and there's lots of lessons and stuff like that in it. But I definitely am coming live because I wanted to give out some from a pet sitter's point of view, coming into a lot of, great to see you too, coming into a lot of your homes. I come in and do a consultation with you and all that other stuff with that. But the things that I'm seeing are interesting, coming from the pet sitter's point of view, coming into your home. I just finished a client, and she had 3 cats and a dog, and one of the cats is diabetic, so she had to, I came up with the plan that you had to separate one of the cats from the other 2. So we left one of the cats downstairs and left extra food and all that other stuff, which is fine. But the cat's definitely not happy being separated from the other 2. And especially for 10 days is a huge amount of time for them to be alone. So I can only do so much in the 20-30 minute visit that I'm there every day. The other thing that I noticed is, you have 3 people that have multiple animals, and they drastically need some help with organization, to say the least. And I'm really good at coming up with plans on, especially when my pet clients go away. I'm figuring out how to take care of the animals the best they can. But one of the major tips coming from a pet sitter going into your home is, for God's sakes, please make sure that the sink is cleaned out and there's no dishes in the sink. So that, for me, I like to make sure that the pets' water and food dishes are cleaned every day, and and if I can't get into the sink, because it's really, I don't mind a couple of dishes, but a sink full of dishes doesn't make it. I'm not going to do. And all I want to do is make sure your animals get the cleanest. I'm very OCD that way. I like to make sure they're, they get fresh water every day. Their food dishes are cleaned every day. And then I'm always, clean up around the litter boxes, or, whatever needs to be done. I always make sure that it's very clean environment for these pets. And I know there's some out there that not a big deal, but there is methods to my madness, because it makes it easier. And if you get a system into place, it makes it really easy to take care of your animals. If you're stressed out and you're all over the place, it's a good thing to organize your feeding ventures, to say the least. But I'm coming here from a pet sitter's point of view, coming into your home and trying to take care of your pets. And if I can't get to the sink to clean your animal dishes, it's very frustrating. So make sure you do that. And devise a very good way to feed your pets. I'm really good at that. But anyways, I just wanted to have fun making a video and coming into all my pet clients that I've been taking care of for 17 years. I love the pets that I've been taking care of, but I wanted to bring up some tips on, if you hire a pet sitter to come into your home, that you make sure that your kitchen sink is cleaned. It's not full of freaking dishes, so that we can clean, take care of your animals, and that you leave paper towels and plastic bags all over the place, so that we can, if you have cats, that we can, take care of the waste and stuff like that. And paper towels, they always have issues, sometimes vomiting issues with the cats, especially when you guys are going on vacation. But I just thought it was funny that I'm at a client's house for 10 days, and she has 3 cats and a dog, and the dog is an outside dog, which is fine. She left a really good shelter, but she leaves a bucket of water that's green. It's really not good for you to be leaving green water or disgusting water for your animals. Actually, a good idea would be to give them filtered water, because it helps so much with their health. Like, we would drink filtered water if you're that way. And the other thing is to... a lot of you guys, I'm looking at the food that you guys have been feeding now. I've been studying dog and cat food for many, many years, because my dogs, I had issues with them years ago, and so I researched on feeding them the best food that they can. Obviously, raw and organic is the best, but look into your pet food, because I'm noticing, like, in the last, say, 5 years, a lot of pets are dying quickly, and they're having made a lot of the same issues that we're having, health issues that we're having, and it only really comes down to one thing, is the food. But a real good thing is to give them filtered water, and you should be drinking filtered water yourself, and paying attention to the labels that's on your cat and dog food. And some people just don't think about that, so I'm just going to bring that up, that it's really a good idea to think about that. Look at the label you're feeding your dogs, and if it's a money issue, well, if they get sick, you're going to be spending lots of money at the vet. So food is the major thing with taking care of our animals' health. I don't think people realize what's in their food. And I've known this for years, because I used to deliver raw and organic dog food that comes from here. I used to deliver it. So I just wanted to bring that up, that you guys that are pet owners out there, pay attention to what you're feeding your cats and dogs. Read the labels. If you want any suggestions, by all means, PM me or write it in the comments. And if you think this is an interesting video and you want to hear more, let me know. But I just wanted to come live, coming from a pet sitter, or a pet caretaker, I call myself. For over 17 years, I've taken care of everything from horses to chickens and everything in between, and have been in homes that would blow your mind. But I am so adamant about the food and the water that we're feeding our pets, because I have noticed a drastic decrease in or increase in them getting sick, and lots of them have been dying needlessly. A lot of this stuff is preventive. So the first thing I always tell people, try to keep your food and water dishes. I mean, to me, it makes common sense, but some people don't really need to keep their food and water dishes cleaned regularly. And you should be giving your pets filtered water, and you should be reading the label on your pet food, because it's really important to take a look at what you're feeding your pets. Because in my 17 years of pet sitting, the last 5 years have been horrendous, and lots of them are getting sick needlessly. And I know a huge percentage is the food that people are feeding, because I'm in the homes feeding you guys this food. And I look at the label and I go, oh my God, if I had a lot of money, I'd be buying them the food when I come there, and I'd be, you know what I mean? Because sometimes I'll bring them a treat, and I'll bring them some really healthy food, and I'll bring them, you know what I mean? And healthy treats and stuff like that, because I've been studying it and researching it for years. So it's a big difference on what you're feeding your pets, and keep their food areas clean. And the second thing is pay attention to the litter. I think the world's greatest litter is the best for cats. It's so good for them. It's so good for you, because you're not breathing in that stuff that comes from the regular litter. So these are all suggestions that, coming from my years of taking care of pets, has provided me. But the main thing, coming from a pet sitter, or a pet caretaker, to call myself, coming into your homes, is to keep when your pet sitter's coming, majority of us would like a clean sink so we can, wash and clean the pet food dishes. And then hopefully you're giving them filtered water, not green water. I just took care of a client that just left a bucket outside and the water was green. I'm not going to feed, I'm not going to give your animal that. I will, do whatever I have to do to make sure it at least gets clean water every single day and fresh, right? And a lot of people don't do that, believe it or not. I mean, people have no idea. And the other thing is making homemade foods. And now we're eating homemade foods. That's the big thing, is to pay attention to what you're feeding your pets. Because I've just lost so many, like in the last 3 years. It's incredible. Now, some of my clients I can convince to change their food, and some of them are quite stubborn. They're really frugal, and I understand money's tight. But if your animal gets sick, you know how much vets cost. So a lot of the issues that are going on, I believe, are very preventive. You can prevent a lot of the diseases and sicknesses that's going on with your animals if you pay attention to what you're feeding them. And then, of course, giving them filtered water. Just like Sandra said. Thanks, Sandra, because that's what happened with me. My first set of pugs, and a lot of you know I love pugs, but they died very young. And one died I had to put her down at 8 years old, and I said to myself, it's got to be the food. And I went crazy. I went investigated, researched. I did hook up with a lady local here in Connecticut, and I was delivering raw organic dog and cat food. But it became, even though she has the best product in the world, and I'm not going to mention any names, it's very local and the best to me, food. Raw organic food. I stopped delivering it because it just wasn't feasible for me to be doing it, because people just don't understand the importance of food, and not only for humans but for our pets. So hopefully maybe we can get you to eat better by paying attention where you are. Bottled water or filtered water, yeah. Some people have known to, right, that's why I never drink, right, and you gotta, because that's the whole thing, is people just give them the regular water. I had one person, oh, it's okay, we'll let my dog or cat drink out of the toilet. I mean, are you freaking nuts? I mean, first of all, I don't care how clean your toilet is. I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah. And some awesome dry food. That's great, Ann. I'm glad to hear that, because there's a lot of people out there that just don't get that. And believe me, in my 17 years of experience, I have seen some terrible things, and I try to do the best I can with each one of my clients. I might bring them a really healthy treat, or a really healthy can of wet, or some healthy dog food while I'm there if I can. But, I love to feed them all what I think they should do, but I obviously can't do that. So I just try to make people aware of what they're feeding their animals, because I love them so much. And, some of you know I just finished at the Institute of Integrative Nutrition, so I am a certified holistic health coach, and I took that class so I could help people and start getting into coaching. But needless to say, I realized that I already knew a lot about nutrition, stuff like that, but I never applied any of the self-care to myself that they talk about for feeding yourself from the primary food groups, which has nothing to do with food. So all has to do with the mind and all that other stuff. But anyways, I'm getting off track. This is about the pets that have been in my care, and the lessons that I've learned from them. And my biggest pet peeve, to say it the least, is make sure when your pet sitter comes that this kitchen sink is cleaned. It's cleaned up so that we can get in there and wash the water and food dishes on a regular basis. I just had a client, left these dishes for 10 days. They were disgusting. I'm not washing them. And I just was able to put them in the other side of the sink. Some people just don't understand. Cleanliness is a big issue. And, paying attention what your food is, what the water is, and especially the litter and the treats. I think it's called the world's best litter from Petco is the best, because some of that stuff that we're scooping, that stuff that's going into the air ain't good for you or the cat or anything else. So the world's best litter is one of the better ones. Yeah. Me too. I do this all the time. That's why my biggest pet peeve is not being able to get to the sink and no paper towels, because you should have paper towels so in case the cats get the hairballs and all that stuff, or there's some accidents, we have to take care of that. So I'm going to try to become alive every once in a while with some Mary Hills tidbits or pet peeves. And if anybody out there has any comments or think this video is interesting, let me know in the comments, and let me know if there's any topics that you think I should discuss, because I'm going to try to do this on a regular basis. I just was thinking about it the other day, because I do a live video for my private, I have a private Facebook group of women that we're working with on building our, I'm coaching them. I'm working with them to build their self-esteem and help them with depression, anxiety, and stress, which a lot of us have. So I have a private Facebook group, and I do live videos there. So I was driving the other day and working on lessons in my mind, because we do a lot of lessons and webinars and all that stuff and events. And yeah, which was great. That's a good idea, and thank you for that. You should put that in the comments, because you've got some good ideas. But so it gave me the idea that I've been doing pet sitting or pet caretaking for 17 years, and the experience that I have with that is monumental, and that I'm very good at looking at the whole picture. Like my clients have issues with their animals, I have been able to strategize and come up with a plan so they can be taken care of properly. And I just finished one that had 3 cats and a dog, and set it up so that when the pet sitter comes in, or whoever's taking care of the animals, it's very easy to be able to get them all taken care of, especially if you have one that has an issue, like one dog eats the other dog's food, or one cat eats one. I have plans for that, and that's what I do with lots of my clients, and have had a lot of fun with that. But anyways, I loved doing this video. If you think of anything that you want to talk about, or I can come live again, let me know if you think this is interesting, or put comments, or share it if you like. And I'd love to get some feedback from you guys, and I'll be coming again, and I'm probably going to do a different, coming from a pet owner kind of I'm trying to do one on pet sitting tips, and coming from a pet owner as well, and go from there. And just wanted to have some fun and see if there's any feedback or great ideas, because Ann came up with some great ideas. Yeah, she's just like me, cleans the client's dishes. She's OCD. I don't think OCD is keeping your pet's dishes clean. I've gone to the client's house, and you can tell it hasn't been cleaned in a year, and that's disgusting. God only knows what's growing in that. The pet dishes should be cleaned just like your dishes are cleaned. And that's just not OCD or anything. We'll ask if garage doors will work. That's a great idea. That's a really, really good idea. So keep on posting all that, post it in the comments, and share this if you want. And I will come live again. But thank you guys. Hi, Beth. How are you? I think you're from my other group. I was just doing a hoot on, I'm coming live from a pet caretaker's role of taking care of pets for, 17 years now? And some of the issues that I'm seeing with the food and the litter and the water, and us not being able to get to this kitchen sink to keep these pet dishes clean, which to most people, or some people anyways, it makes sense, but to some other people, they just don't get it. But I've had fun here. If anything If you think this is interesting, let me know. I'd love to hear your comments, and I will come to you live again. And you guys have a great day. And thanks for Ann and Beth and everybody showing up. I had fun. Have a great day, everybody. And I will be talking to you again from a pet caretaker's point of view. And this is Mary Hills. Bye-bye.